Have you heard the one where I got lost coming back home from New York City? I totally forgot about this story until I was on the road with Max. We were on route to go get Stormy, our new bunny, and we were going to South Carolina, and we stopped at Buc-ee's because, of course, you have to stop at Buc-ee's. And coming out of Buc-ee's, they totally shut down like 95, like the main road. And I remember just feeling the same feeling I have for this story. I had that's like, oh my gosh, I have no idea where to go. Of course, the cops helped me and they directed me, unlike the story that I'm about to tell. Now, this story that I'm about to tell, really, I don't think there is any moral to be had from this story. It is just an entertaining story and a little bit funny. I guess, underlying theme would be that, God is definitely taking care of me because it could have gone a lot of different ways. So, this was before Max was born. I was living in like the shore of New Jersey with Josh. I think we were just newly married. And my cousin, my older cousin, the oldest cousin, she was still younger than me, came to New York City. Her boyfriend at the time, I think, was in a band and they were playing in New York. And I think they were staying like in Queens, or this is how much I don't travel to New York anymore. But they were outside of the city. And I wasn't able to make the show, but I was able to go and meet her after the show. And of course, like, I'm young, like, and I had gone into New York so often that I was like, yeah, I'll just drive, and meet you. But it wasn't really New York City. It was on the outskirts. And when I went there, it was quite late because it was after one of his performances. So I'm driving, and I won't remember the bridge. So you can, comment if you think you know what bridge this is. But it's a bridge. I think it was going to Queens or Brooklyn or somewhere. And it was a beautiful bridge from from New Jersey to New York. And that's the bridge I got over. And I got there and I met the cousin and the boyfriend. And interesting note, I had been living in New Jersey for so long, I kind of forgot about like customs being more New Jersey Northerners than the Southerners. So like I went to go hug, and the Northerners are gonna know what I'm talking about, but I went to go hug, and meet the boyfriend. And it's just like the French who they do they do the kisses on the side. Well, the Northerners, we give a hug and we give a little side kiss. It's just something we do. We just give a little mwah. Well, I totally forgot. But Texans don't really do that. It's almost like, New Jersey's people don't say fixin' to, and Texans do. So I am like greeting this, stranger, and he, oh my gosh, the shock on his face. He thought, like, I don't know, I was trying, this old lady, well, I wasn't really old, but compared to them, was trying to like get after him. I don't know, but like, oh my goodness, all the bandmates were like, oh, this is very awkward. And so I do recall that, that I had really officially turned into a Northerner because I kissed them on the cheek and shocked them. But we spent some good time together, and I wasn't, staying the night, so it was time for me to leave. It was like 2:30 in the morning. This was right after, like, you used to print your directions out on like what MapQuest or something, and you would print them and you would look on them. So this was right after that, where you would have like a TomTom or like a navigation. And so Josh, traveled. He had his little navigation. He let me borrow his navigation. 2:30 in the morning, I'm coming back. I put it at home, is in there, and I'm on my way. So I'm going over the same bridge. Well, I'm aiming to go over the same bridge that I came on. And they have shut that bridge down. Like, you're not getting over the bridge. There's not another bridge next door. So I am lost. So they shoot you off of an exit. Now, unlike this last trip, as the South Carolina trip, I like the cops were like very helpful. No, New York cops are not, no, they're like, get off of the road. You're not using this bridge. So I'm exiting. Now I'm exiting and it recalculates. Now, these are not as high tech as like what we have, like Google Maps and Waze and blah, blah, blah. So they recalculate me to turn me around to get back on to go to the bridge. And so I'm like, fantastic. And so I loop it back around and I get back onto the on ramp just to be told to get off and exit right here on the exit that I just exited. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm in a loop. I'm in a loop. I can't get out. So I call Josh 2:30 in the morning. I mean, of course, he's not fully asleep because he was worried, I'm sure, about me. And I'm like, you have to get on the computer. You have to get out. You have to get me out of here. I don't know what to do. I am looping. And so like this, I just keep looping and the cops keep turning me around. And like, they're not, I mean, it's full of cars. So it's not like they're recognizing my face. And I'm panicking. He's like, okay, what street are you on? And I'm like, Martin Luther King Boulevard. Yeah, so I did recognize that I kept getting shot out into an exit surrounding neighborhood. There was definitely a lady of the night on the corner. There were some people doing some shady business over here. Lots of boarded up houses, or not houses, I guess brownstones you'd call them, but I was not in the best of neighborhoods. And it was 2:30, 3 o'clock, later. It was getting later. And anybody out in that time is probably up to no good. So I'm going around and I'm like, now I'm starting to cry. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Finally, he's like, okay, you're going to take this road, that. And he gets me out of where I was and onto another bridge. And I made it back to New Jersey. I'm like, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. I didn't know what to do. I just was trapped and I kept going around in circles. And so I hung up with him and I headed back home. Now, in New Jersey, there are like, I guess, rest stops that you would call, but they're in the middle of the like Garden State Parkway or the Turnpike. They're in the middle. So you're not like really exiting. You're kind of exiting into the middle of the two highways. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to pee because, you know, I was trapped in a car and then it was late at night. I'm like, what am I going to do? This is nowhere you want to be as a woman alone. But when you got to go, you got to go. And I'm not a man. So it was just, I had to stop. So we stop at, I alone, stop at the rest stop once we get like kind of down into the shore area. I think it's the first rest stop once you get towards that direction south. And I make it into the bathroom. You know, it's pretty empty, but there's enough people working or whatever that I felt like it's bright, it's safe, it's fine. And I'm coming out of the restroom in the rest stop. And, you know, it's big like a mall. There's like food and stuff. So I'm coming in back into the parking lot. And my mom always taught me to take your keys and you put your key like this so you can stab somebody in the eye if they come at you. Because I didn't have any mace or anything like that. So I'm like prepped with my keys and I'm walking in that parking lot. And I see this guy. And it's like, here's my car. And I would say 4 or 5 spots away from my car. Like, I didn't have to pass him. He was further out than my car. It was a gentleman, like, in a truck. And he was just kind of like leaning up against the truck like this. Did not feel good about this guy. So I'm like rushing. I'm like, oh, just get into the car. You got to get into the car. You just got to get into the car. And I'm just not making eye contact. He is not moving. So, you know, we're good. So there's space between him and my car and me in the car. So I'm like, I just have to beat him to the car. That's it. So I kind of like hustle, get in the car, lock the door. So, okay. I back up. As I back up, I look at him. This gentleman takes his shirt, opens it wide up, and exposes the hairiest bra-covered chest you ever did see. And I'm talking, this is a nice bra. I mean, it really did make me second guess, like, oh, what undergarments have I been wearing? Because those are really nice. It was like lace and black. I mean, he didn't have any boobs to fill it. But boy, was he proud. Boy, was he proud. So I just keep backing up real fast. And as I'm driving away, he gives me a nice moon with his thong. He was so proud. And I was so happy to get out of so I told my son that story. He thinks it's the most hilarious thing ever. But what it shows me and what it tells me is that, boy, when we were younger, boy, did we do some dumb things, some stupid things, and putting ourselves in like interesting situations. And it's like that one, I was really, just trying to be good and see my cousin, and it went out like out of control. It was not under any of my control, but like so many times have I, started going a direction and being like, oh wow, we are lost. We do not need to be going this direction. We need to turn around. And how many times I hadn't really come to that conclusion, and I'm out doing horribly scary things that I think about now. And like, how the heck did I survive all this weird stuff? And so I am very grateful that somebody had an eye on me, and not just the guy with the bra on. It was God. It was God. Thank you, God, for keeping me safe during that night. And to give me this fantastic story for all of you to take a listen to, and to make my son laugh on a road trip to South Carolina. All right, that's all I got today.